Most stadiums erupt when a player scores. But on one night in Turin, something happened that almost never occurs in professional sports. An entire stadium of rival fans stood up and applauded the person they had come to see lose. Cristiano Ronaldo has spent his career as a polarizing figure. For more than 2 decades, rival supporters have spent every 90-minute match praying for his failure. Cameras analyze his every touch. Headlines weaponize his every missed chance. The public scrutiny on his performance is constant, leaving no room for a drop in quality. He maintained this level of output year after year, often scoring 40 or 50 goals a season. When miracles become that frequent, they start to look like a baseline requirement, and even his most extraordinary moments begin to feel ordinary. This match was one of the biggest stages in club football. The lights were bright, the stadium was full, and the world expected a bitter battle between 2 European giants. In an arena defined by tribalism and decades of rivalry, the idea of universal respect for an opponent seemed like a psychological impossibility. Early on, the play was tight and heavily contested. Defenders stayed close to Ronaldo, and every attack was met with calculated resistance. When a cross floated into the penalty area, it wasn't a perfect delivery. Many players would have struggled just to make contact as the ball dropped toward the box. Instead of trying to control the ball, Ronaldo launched himself into the air. He rose to a height that seemed impossible, freezing horizontally above the defenders for a split second. His right foot connected with a bicycle kick so clean that the shot exploded toward the goal before the keeper could react. Within an instant, the net shook. Then came the silence. Tens of thousands of people sat in shock, unable to believe the physical feat they had just witnessed. In those few seconds, the audience stopped being rival fans. They became witnesses to something that transcended the scoreboard. A few people began to clap. Then more joined in. Within moments, the sound became a roar as the entire stadium stood up. These were lifelong supporters standing to celebrate a goal scored against their own team, a reaction that almost never happens in the emotional world of football. Ronaldo appeared genuinely surprised. Instead of a wild celebration, he acknowledged the crowd with a small gesture, recognizing a rare form of respect earned from his enemies. The goal was broadcast around the world within minutes. Television stations replayed the strike from every possible angle, scrutinizing the mechanics of the movement. This diagram shows the biomechanical complexity of the strike. Ronaldo's leap reached an astonishing height, requiring a level of timing and flexibility that very few athletes can achieve. Scientists pointed to the explosive power needed to execute this finish, under the immense pressure of a high-stakes match against elite defenders. The scientific data only validated what the crowd had already felt. They were reacting to a generational anomaly that they might never see again. There is an irony in the applause. Many of the same supporters who stood up had spent years criticizing Ronaldo and celebrating his defeats. His professional peers could barely hide their amazement. Even experienced players understood that scoring with this technique on this stage was a statistical outlier. While the goal looked like a moment of pure athletic brilliance, the real catalyst was a career of relentless discipline. Long before the stadium cheered, there were thousands of exhausting training sessions and a pathological obsession with physical improvement. That bicycle kick was the visible result of thousands of invisible training hours spent chasing a higher level of performance. The rival crowd was applauding decades of sacrifice. They were recognizing the years of work that made the impossible look effortless. League tables change, and champions eventually go home. Statistics are easily forgotten, but human stories passed between generations of fans are permanent. Football has seen many spectacular goals, but very few have the power to unite a divided stadium. The standing ovation in Turin changed an incredible goal into a piece of history. Sport, at its best, can unite strangers in a single moment of wonder. For a few seconds, rivalry disappears, and everyone becomes simply a witness to greatness. Goals win games on a scoreboard, but a rare, undeniable command of respect is what wins a permanent place in history.